Well guys, we know that the general Nintendo Direct is happening tomorrow morning. If you missed my video yesterday, it's happening at 6 a.m. Pacific, 9 a.m. Eastern, and it's going to be roughly 60 minutes, an hour-long Nintendo Direct, which is insane. So of course, we've been speculating what in the world this could be about. Are they going to have a Mario 40th celebration at the end of this thing? Are they going to have something else? The reason why it's an hour? It's very confusing, but it's also very, very exciting. But with that comes lots of information on some things that we could get in this show. So of course, if you want to go into the show completely blind, maybe not watch this video because some of this stuff seems to be very, very accurate, because some of the stuff that's coming up is from the person that leaked this show in the first place, and they leaked it almost a month in advance. Yes, I'm talking about Switchforce. He's been on the money when it comes to calling directs. He called the partner showcase a couple of weeks ago, and he called this one, well in advance, and he knew that it was coming, which is pretty exciting. So it does seem like he has a source about this show. Now, what's interesting is it doesn't seem like it's just third-party sources either, because he's hinted at some pretty crazy things, and we'll get into that in this video. But let's talk about everything that's happening and seeing what we can expect from this show. So first off, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond has officially been rated in Brazil. This is a pretty big deal. It's normally a sign to come that show that the game is near release. Now, apparently Nintendo requested a 12+ rating, but ended up being rated 14+ in Brazil. So there must be some creepy things, something in this game warranting the extra couple of digits there. But yeah, that's something that obviously I think we all expected to have a bigger focus in this upcoming Nintendo Direct. It's probably Nintendo's only really big game that they got coming out soon, even though it's a Switch 1 and Switch 2 title. I'm expecting that game to come out either October or December. Which one does Nintendo choose? I would assume October. It would make the most sense in my head, but you know, it's Nintendo. Who knows at this point? But regardless, the rumors are saying that not only are we going to get some information about this game in this upcoming Nintendo Direct, but we're also apparently going to get a Metroid Prime 4 Direct announced in this show, is what some of the rumors are saying from like Nash Weedle and Attack the Backlog on Twitter, which is super exciting if that's the case, because I would love to just see more about this game, even though I'll be on vacation that week. But who cares? I mean, that'll be a fun thing to watch while I'm on vacation. Something else brought up by Necro Felipe is that there's actually been 3 brand new trademarks made by Nintendo for 3 different properties. The first one being Earthbound, which is pretty strange. The second one, Super Mario Galaxy. And the third one, Astral Chain. Now, let's go from top to bottom here. Earthbound is pretty interesting. What in the world could this mean? I have no clue. Earthbound is a mystery. I mean, we have the games on Switch Online. Mother 3 is technically on the Japan Switch Online, so unless there's something else with Mother 3, but it's at Earthbound, so I don't know. Could it be like some type of remake of Earthbound coming? Is there something that like really special that's happening with the game that we don't know about? I would love to have a remake of Earthbound. I've never played the original and just really couldn't get into it. I mean, I played it for a little bit and it just never really clicked for me. So maybe like a full-fledged remake of this game could be a great way to revive this series and get a lot of newer players into it. Personally, I would love that, honestly. We'll then jump over to Astral Chain. I don't know much about this game at all, but I know it did pretty well for its first game and being a new IP. So I don't know. Maybe there's a second one coming. I know a lot of fans out there have been asking for a second one. And of course, Mario Galaxy. I think we all are kind of expecting Mario Galaxy 2 to somehow come over to the Switch. In what capacity does that happen in? I don't know. Is it like a remake with extra content added to it? Does that take away from a future 3D Mario though? If they do that, kind of like they did with 3D World and Bowser's Fury. Something with Galaxy 2 has to be happening. It's one of the only classic Mario games that's not on Switch, and it's, like the only 3D Mario game that's not on Switch, which is very strange outside of like 3D Land. But yeah, people want Galaxy 2. I want Galaxy 2. I shouldn't be able to play Galaxy 1 on my Switch and then have to, boot up the Wii or the Wii U to play Galaxy 2. So yeah, maybe it's finally time for Galaxy 2. Mario's 40th anniversary is Saturday, the day after this Direct, so it just makes sense. So Switchforce, the one that leaked the partner showcase a couple weeks ago, and the one that apparently is leaking this Nintendo Direct happening in a couple of days. At the end of last week, he took to Twitter and stated, "I'm hearing that next week's Nintendo Direct hit a little jackpot for games. 777s actually, 777. Full details below." Now it seems like one of the games is going to be Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which is the second of the remakes of Final Fantasy VII. Nate the Hate actually called this and said that this would be happening next year in 2026. So I think it's safe to say that this might be one of the 7s that Switchforce was talking about. Nash Weedle claims that the upcoming Far Cry 7 for next year is going to come to Switch too, but that doesn't really make a lot of sense to me, how they would actually reveal something that, you know, hardly has any information on it right now in a Nintendo Switch presentation of all things. I feel like Far Cry will not have Nintendo reveal all that information, so I'm not 100% sure on that one. In fact, Switch 4 says no Black Ops 7, no Far Cry 7, and no 007. However, somebody left a comment that said Final Fantasy 7, 007, and Resident Evil 7, and all Switch 4 says is 007 is not what I'm thinking of. So it looks like Final Fantasy 7 and Resident Evil 7 is two of the games in the show. It also looks like we could be getting something teased for the Pokemon company, because according to Necro Felipe, he claims that Pokemon will get a new spin-off in the next Nintendo Direct. It states, according to another Pokemon leaker, Riddler Koo states something new that's not Legends ZA related will be revealed sometime in September. Necro Felipe backs up the claim, adding to it that it's supposedly a new spin-off game that will show up in the Direct this week. So a lot of people are thinking, could it be something Pokken related, Mystery Dungeon, Pokemon Rangers, Pokemon Stadium, Coliseum, maybe even Hey Pikachu? What's going on? We're gonna have to wait and find out. Also, apparently, Pokemon Legends ZA director had deleted a tweet about the upcoming Nintendo Direct, hinting at maybe he got called out by Nintendo or something, but yeah, he was posting something that looked like it was like a cryptic tease, and then later deleted that tweet. So something Pokemon looks like it's going to be here for sure. Something else we got is a tabletop Mario baseball toy revealed at the International Tokyo Toy Show. Now, a lot of people are looking at this because it has a couple new renders. For instance, Rosalina has a completely new render here in her Mario tennis outfit, which we actually haven't seen this exact render at all. So it's making people think this could be her baseball outfit, which really isn't baseball-like, but still, it's different than her normal dress. And then obviously we have a new render for Donkey Kong here as well, and a lot of people think this is because we will be getting a new Mario baseball game. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. It's the only Mario sports game we have not gotten on Nintendo Switch 1. As a big baseball fan and someone that grew up playing baseball their whole lives, and also a huge Super Sluggers fan, I'm really excited for this one. I mean, I love golf as well, and I'm just tired of golf. I'm ready for Mario baseball, maybe even Mario basketball as well. Anything like that would be really, really great. But that's something that could be announced for the Mario 40th anniversary. Now, lots of sources are hinting at there is going to be a Mario segment in this show, and lots are talking about a Mario Movie 2 update. This one comes from, I think, just a random user on Twitter that states, "World no, Galaxy yes," with a popcorn bucket, movie ticket stub, and the eyes emoji. Because the rumor was the first Mario movie was going to be called Super Mario World. Now there's rumors going around saying it's going to be called Super Mario Galaxy, the movie. In fact, there's even this picture floating around. I don't know how true it is or how real it is. It looks like it could have just been photoshopped or whatever. But it's of two bottles of Old Spice, one called Brooklyn Bounce and the other Desert Detour. One of them shows Luigi in a toasterina for some reason. I don't know how that has to relate with Galaxy. And then the one on the left shows Yoshi holding an egg, which we know is probably going to be a character in this movie thanks to his post-credit scene in the first movie. Now, Attack the Backlog and Nash Weedle have been two other sources that's been kind of tracking this Nintendo Direct around the same time. They knew it was going to happen the second week of September, so they do have some sort of information. Nash has heard that the media in Paris has been taken somewhere to try out a game or play something or look at something. He doesn't really give any specifics to if it's a game or what it is, but it's something apparently really big that they took their phones away and they can't talk about it until after the Direct. So that's pretty interesting, and it seems like the hints right now are floating around that it could be something big for Mario, something big as in a 3D Mario game. Now, you guys know that stuff just immediately pops me off and gets me excited. I'm trying to stay relaxed and, just say, I'm not expecting anything at this point. I'm just listening to these rumors and whatever happens, happens. In fact, Nash has taken to his page and stated Mario movie plus Mario game, ? And showed a gif of a galaxy, which is maybe even referring back to that Mario movie being galaxy related, or is he also saying that we're getting something galaxy related? Now, I expect if we get any game, it's not going to be Galaxy 3, I wouldn't expect. It's probably going to be Galaxy 2 coming over. Now, I hope that's not the only 3D Mario reveal, because that would be kind of like, you know what I mean? But yeah, I obviously really want Mario Galaxy 2 to come over, but I'm hoping there is a bigger reveal than just that. And it would make sense because Yoshi had such a prominent role in Mario Galaxy 2, so if he's in this, Mario movie 2 and it's Galaxy themed, it would make perfect sense to re-release Galaxy 2 in some capacity. But there also seems to be this, and this is the one that really caught me by surprise and made my heart stop for a second. Switchforce took to Twitter, and he's actually the one that correctly predicted the exact day of this Direct and just everything about Nintendo the last couple of months. But he says this: they buy the new systems for the mustache. And he has 6 emojis with the, fake mustache nose glasses thing. I don't know if the 6 emojis is referencing anything. Maybe you guys can sleuth out something that I'm missing. But this was a direct response from Video Game Chronicles' Andy Robinson that stated, "I'm in a big Mario mood this week." So what is going on? Now, I've seen a million comments of Nintendo Land's gonna lose his mind if this doesn't happen. He's gonna be so upset. No, I'm not, because for some reason, it's like the roles have reversed. It's like the whole internet now, like every time I jump on Twitter, someone's saying like, oh, 3D Mario's gonna be there. I have content creators telling me, oh, this is it, this is the time. And I'm like, I'm not believing you guys. I'm not falling for this again, because what happens is we get so excited, it feels like it has to be time. We wait, it doesn't happen, and then, I get upset, and then everybody gets mad at me for being upset and ungrateful. So I'm not gonna let that happen anymore. I'm not gonna be ungrateful or upset, because I'm just gonna have like little to no expectations. I'm just excited to watch this show with you guys, and whatever happens, happens. Mario, no Mario, it's just at that point now where I'm grateful to be watching a show with you guys and seeing what we get, and it is what it is. It'll come eventually, but I'm just putting that stuff out there because I thought it was really interesting. And then finally, Attack the Backlog says, heard of 2 DLCs, can't say. Shadow drops, don't know what. Won't be sleeping tonight, it's been fun, but will be happy once the Direct is over. He then goes on to state, one of the DLC I was told about is going to be so dang good, and I can't wait. It's what I wish there was more of initially. So I'm not sure if they are referring to maybe more Switch 2 editions, adding new DLC to those games, or are they saying just Switch 2 games that are getting updates? Now, from the comments, it looks like it's Switch 2 games, at least one of them, and that kind of only leaves us with 2 things that make sense. Mario Kart World and Donkey Kong Bonanza. They're the only Switch 2 exclusives we have right now. Now, I mean, we can deduce this to being Mario Kart World, right? Because after playing Donkey Kong Bonanza, I was fully satisfied. There's tons of things to do in the post game, and yeah, the ending was just so good, I didn't really feel the need to need more content. Like, it's not one of those games I was like, all right, yeah, they're gonna add more stuff. Like, I don't need extra layers or anything like that. They could. Sure, maybe there's like a DK Island update or something along those lines, but personally, I'm really just expecting this to be Mario Kart World blown out, because this game needs it. I don't know how people are going to feel about DLC, especially if it's like straight up paid DLC compared to just like updates, but this game needs more content for sure. It desperately does. They need to do stuff with these intermission tracks, add new modes, new ways to play online, new characters, new tracks. I mean, there's only 30 actual tracks outside of the intermissions in this game, so I'm really looking forward to what this could actually be if this is true. But yeah, I'm really excited about tomorrow. There's one more thing I want to share with you though before we head out. So I'm going to end this with one special leak that I have for you guys. I got some really exciting inside information on a game that a lot of people have been asking for a very long time. So tune away if you don't want to know, because this could spoil the whole show for you. But I know what the show is actually going to end with. I got sent a trailer, and it's a brand new Cooking Mama game called Cooking Inkling. Yep, 2027.